and a very warm welcome to all of you. A myth is a folklore genre consisting of a narrative that plays a fundamental role in society. A myth has existed for centuries, whereas science involves a pursuit of knowledge covering general truths or the operation of fundamental laws. And today, we all are here to discuss and discourse whether homeopathy is a myth or a science. Anubhuti. Anubhuti is a name reckoned with force in homeopathic clinic in Gujarat for more than 30 years. Anubhuti Homeopathic Clinic is operational and offering omen services in as many as 10 centers in Gujarat. Today with us, we have on panel eminent doctors from Anubhuti Clinic. And I'm privileged to introduce Dr. Sunil Shah. Dr. Sunil Shah has worked as an RMO for homeopathic college and hospitals from 1986 to 1992. He has been working as a chief medical officer and coordinator with Anubhuti from 1992 till date. Dr. Sunil Shah has presented several papers at various state and national level conferences. Sir, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you.
Also with us, we have Dr. Deepa Patel, who has graduated from Ahmedabad Homeopathic Medical College in 2001. She is associated with Anubhuti Clinic since 2004 at the Paladi branch, and she has been offering her valuable services at Udgam School for Children, Thaltej branch since 2007. She is also a visiting medical officer at Janpat branch of Anubhuti Clinic. Ma'am, a very warm welcome to you. Also, I have an honor to introduce Dr. Pooja Shah. She has completed her BHMS from Baroda. She is affiliated with the Anubhuti Homeo Clinic, Zeber School for Children since 2017. She is also a visiting assistant medical officer at Palli branch. Warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next on the panel with us, we have Dr. Heta Patel. She has completed her BHMS from Baroda and is affiliated with Anubhuti Clinic, Satellite School for Children. She is also a visiting medical officer at the Chandkhera branch. And next on the panel with us, we have Dr. Peenal Patel, who has graduated from Baroda and is with Anubhuti Homeo Clinic, Udgam School for Children, Thaltej branch since 2019. She is also visiting medical officer at Chandkhera branch. Once again, I welcome all the panelists. And to begin with, I would like to ask Dr. Sunil. Dr. Sunil, please tell us in detail, what is homeopathy and how does it work on human body?
Thank you, Achita, for asking the first question from me only. See, in the initial days of my practice, when I have started before 35 years,
yes, sir.
This question I have to clear it out number of times in front of our patient. Because 35 years back, this science was not that much developed. But now scenario has been changed. Patient used to come, they know each and everything regarding this science. So since few years, I never explained this question in front of anybody. But today you have asked the same question. I will definitely explain regarding the homeopathy. See, you asked two things from me. Say, what is homeopathy?
Yes.
And second thing, how it works. See, interestingly, homeopathic is a complete medical science which was invented by one allopath German physician. Homeopathic medical science was invented by one allopath general physician in the year of 1790, which premised on the principle, let likes cure likes, let like be treated by like, which means it is a system of treatment for curing a patient by medicines. It is a system of treatment by patient by medicine who possess the power to produce the same symptom on the healthy human beings And when the same symptoms are comes on the diseased person, this medicine can cure that patient. So if you ask in a simplified way, I will give one example. If you cut the onion, usually everybody is facing burning in the eyes, some watering from the eyes, you can say it's a lacrimation. Sometimes running nose is there.
Yes.
Now it's a symptom of cold and coryza, what everybody knows. Now if the same symptom comes with the patient, in case of coryza, the medicine which prepared from the onion, it can cure that patient. It's a simple principle of a homeopathy. One another example I can give you, in the olden days, when we used to write with the pen, सिलेट पेन रहती थी ना, अपने पेन की लगता था.
हाँ सर.
And our parents used to tell us कि पेन खड़ी नहीं जवानी तुम्हारे, because what they believe, if you eat that thing, it can create the constipation. Now you see, the medicine which prepare from the calcium, that we are using in case of constipation. So this is a simple fundamental law. और जो गुजराती में कही सके कि एनी सब्सटेंस जे તમારા હેલ્ધી હ્યુમન બીંગ ઉપર જે અસર આપી શકે, એ જ અસર જ્યારે ડિસીઝ પર્સન માં થાય, it can cure that thing. Now your second question, how homeopathy works?
Yeah.
See, homeopathy works on the basis upon as good as on the vaccine. See what vaccine does. Vaccine provides us the immunity against certain disease. The first vaccine was introduced in the 1796 by Edward Jenner against the smallpox. He introduced first vaccine for a smallpox, and you see smallpox is completely eradicated from the society. On the same principle, homeopathic medicines are working. In the current scenario, everybody must have observed that people have taken homeopathic medicine as an immunobooster.
Yes.
And even government authorities has distributed this medicine among the society to boost up the immunity. So I think these are the things which is very clearly I have explained regarding the homeopathy and how our homeopathic medicines are working on which principle. So that is from my side.
Thank you so much, Sunil bhai. बहुत simple અને बहुत સરળતાથી તમે સમજાવ્યું. Thank you so much. Next, we have a question for Dr. Heta. Dr. Heta, can you just explain how will homeopathy work for children who are below the age of 5 years?
It's very easy to give a medicine to the kids below 5 years as well as above, because our medicine is sweet in taste, and on other hands other treatments are very painful and odd in taste and bitter in taste. So for us it's very easy to treat pediatric cases.
ઓકે મેમ, બટ મેમ એના સાથે સાથે જ્યારે આપણે નાના છોકરાઓ માટે હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિન્સ આપીએ છીએ, એ લોકો ઘણીવાર એમના સિમ્પટમ્સ બહુ ક્લિયરલી કહી બી નથી શકતા, તો એવા કેસીસમાં આપણે કેવી રીતે આને હેન્ડલ કરી શકીએ?
Okay, as just told by Dr. Sunil Shah sir, our science is depend on symptomatology, but somehow kids cannot tell symptoms. In that cases we observe the patient, observe the state of change, examine them, and we give them medicine, and it's really effective.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Pooja.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Dr. Heta, sorry, yes, next question is for Dr. Pooja. Yes, Pooja ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, what if a child is faking to be sick for not studying? How can you deal with such situations?
Okay, so when the moment we realize that child is faking to be sick, we can go with counseling. જ્યારે આવું કંઈ થતું હોય છે ત્યારે આપણે બાળકનું ઓબ્ઝર્વેશન એટલે છોકરાઓનું ઓબ્ઝર્વેશન કરીએ છીએ આપણે, પછી આપણે એનું કારણ શોધવાનું ટ્રાય કરીએ છીએ કે એક્ચ્યુઅલ કારણ શું છે જેથી એ આવું કરી રહ્યું છે. પછી આપણે એના પેરેન્ટ્સનો બી કન્સર્ન કરીએ છીએ કે કેમ આવું છે, અને પછી કાઉન્સેલિંગ કરીએ છીએ. મેજોરિટી ઓફ કેસીસમાં કાઉન્સેલિંગથી આ વસ્તુ સોલ્વ થઈ જાય છે, અને જરૂર લાગે તો આપણે હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિન બી આપીએ છીએ, કારણ કે હોમિયોપેથીમાં એવી ઘણી બધી મેડિસિન છે જે આવી પર્સનાલિટીમાં વર્ક કરે છે.
હા, કારણ કે અત્યારે ઘણીવાર નાના છોકરાઓમાં આપેલું કે unexplained headaches and unexplained stomach aches, બહુ જ I mean many kids come up with these kinds of Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, next question we have for Deepa Ben. Deepa Ben, શું તમે અમને કહી શકશો કે what kind of causes are used cases તમે usually ઉદ્ગમમાં જોવો છો? તમે આટલા વર્ષથી સંકળાયેલા છો and I'm sure you have a great experience with kids. So if you can please tell what kind of cases usually you encounter?
Yes, as you all know, I am with Udgam School since a long time, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So during this period, I have seen different type of cases on physical as well as psychological ground. In physical aspect, I have seen certain allergic condition in skin, like urticaria, atopic dermatitis, eczema, then some fungal infection, white spots on the face and nail, then some alopecia, hair fall, dandruff, and other certain allergic condition like allergic bronchitis, then allergic rhinitis, dry cough, and there are tonsillitis, sinusitis, and adenitis, which are more found in the young children. And I have also seen some acne, then frequent headache and menstrual disorder in teenagers. And on other hand, abdominal pain, headache, and different kind of injuries are the most common cases during school hours. And in a psychological aspect, I have seen some anxiety issues, hyperactiveness, restlessness, behavior disorder, learning disability, then lack of concentration, weak memories, and bedwetting, stammering speech, etc. And I have also seen some children who have some bad habits, which parents generally do not consider as a disorder, like stealing, spitting, then biting, and eating inedible things, thumb sucking. So this like આવા બધા ઘણા બધા કેસીસ છે જે અમારી ડે ટુ ડે રૂટીન ઓપીડી માં અમે સ્કૂલમાં હેન્ડલ કરતા હોઈએ છીએ. And I have treated successfully with homeopathic treatment.
Thank you, દીપાબેન. પણ દીપાબેન એની સાથે સાથે આઈ એમ શ્યોર આજે બહુ જ બધા લોકો જાણવા ઈચ્છે કે હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિનની શું કોઈ સાઇડ ઇફેક્ટ્સ છે?
See, each and every medicine has its own effect and side effect.
True, ma'am.
Right? If homeopathic medicine is taken without consultation, so it can even lead to temporary and minute side effects. It can happen when a person take a homeopathic medicine self-medication repeatedly because they do not know the action of the remedy. They કયા પ્રમાણમાં ક્યારે કયા ટાઈમે આ મેડિસિન લેવી જોઈએ. So they do not know which kind of action is happen after taking medicine. And that time, but if a person takes homeopathic medicine from a qualified homeopathic doctor, so there is no any risk of any side effects.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for clarifying this. So now, yeah. So Sunil bhai, another question that we have is that homeopathy, does it contain steroids, sir?
Very common question. Daily we have to explain this question in front of so many patients. Homeopathy સાથે એક બહુ મોટો problem છે. Suppose if I have treated some patient within a short span, immediately people are doubting that homeopaths are using steroid in their practice. So if you ask Harshita, thanks, because it's the most complicated questions.
Yes, sir.
That day-to-day life in our practice, we have to give reply to each and every patient. Sometimes non-medical person, they does not know what is steroid. Still they are asking કે તમારી દવા લીધા પછી ભૂખ બહુ લાગે છે, તમે સ્ટીરોઇડ તો નથી આપી ને? So સૌ પ્રથમ તો હું તમને કહીશ કે basically steroid is a totally allopathic medicine. First thing.
Yes.
Second thing, steroid is a one type of hormone which is secreted by some glands in our body. So, allopaths has used steroid as a medicine. Now, there are so many misunderstandings regarding the steroid in the market. On the daily base, આપણે કહીએ ને અમે રોજ એક્ઝામ આપીએ છીએ સ્ટીરોઇડની અમારા પ્રેક્ટિસમાં. Because હોમિયોપેથી માટે એક પરસેપ્શન છે કે હોમિયોપેથી દવા લો એટલે બહુ ધીમે કામ કરે. હોમિયોપેથિક દવા લો એટલે બહુ ટાઈમ લાગશે. But suppose if I have given some medicine, it works promptly. The first doubt they are creating is, Sunil bhaiya કે हमने steroid તો નથી આપી ને? So I always ask first from my patient કે તમે મને પૂછ્યું તો છે steroid તો નથી આપી, but you tell me what is steroid first thing. Okay, हमने નથી ખબર. So who told you? Usually we are asking who told you. So my neighbor told you. So surrounding some other doctors told us that homeopaths are using steroid. So let me clear first thing, there is no place for steroid in homeopathic practice. Not a single homeopath will use steroid in their practice, first thing. Second thing, allopaths are using this steroid to reduce the internal inflammation. Allopaths are using steroid to reduce the inflammation, internal inflammation. And secondly, it reduces the activity of the immune system. Steroid, the second activity is to reduce the activity of the immune system, which is a defense mechanism of our body against certain infection and illness. And that's why they are using this steroid in autoimmune diseases. Now, somebody is asking, sir, tamari dawa hame test karai and it came positive. Conventional laboratory test, it came positive. For them, I will clarify the conventional test which is carried on, they are giving false steroid test positive because of the presence of, usually three things are responsible for this. First is a glucose, second is lactose, and third is alcohol. But government has approved one laboratory. It's a government laboratory which is situated at Ghaziabad. The name is the HPL, Homeopathic Pharmaceutical Laboratory. It is an authentic laboratory where you get and taste for the steroid. Actual taste of steroid as carries there only, and government has approved this. So from my side, I will say not a single homeopaths are using steroid in their practice. It is a totally wrong misconception regarding the homeopaths. So I deny this. Second thing, the steroid what they are using for autoimmune. Autoimmune conditions are very nicely treated and controlled with the homeopathic medicine. There are a number of examples that I can give you. We are having so many allopath physicians who are having such conditions and they are taking regular treatment from us. So I completely derive from the steroid if the homeopaths are using. So this is from my side.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we are lucky to be on this platform and listening to you. નહીં તો આટલી ડિટેલમાં કદાચ અમને આના વિશે નોલેજ ના મળી હોત. So thank you so much, sir. પણ સર સાથે બીજો એક ક્વેશ્ચન જે બહુ જ કોમનલી લોકો જાણવા ઈચ્છે છે કે કોઈ ડાયટરી રિસ્ટ્રિક્શન્સ હોય છે હોમિયોપેથીમાં કે કોફી ના પીવાય, જેમ આઈ નો ધીઝ આર ધ કોમન થિંગ્સ ધેટ પીપલ ટોક અબાઉટ. સો સર એના વિશે જો તમે કંઈક કહી શકો.
કદાચ તમે જોયું હશે કે તમે કોઈ પેશન્ટને એવું કહો કે તમે હોમિયોપેથિક ટ્રીટમેન્ટ સ્ટાર્ટ કરો, the first expression will be કે ના ના રહેવા દો ને, એ લોકો બહુ જ રિસ્ટ્રિક્શન આપે છે ખાવાના.
હા સર.
આ નહીં ખાવાનું, તે નહીં ખાવાનું, અને એમાં અમદાવાદી હોય તો પહેલા જ ના પાડે કે ના ભી ખાધા વગર તો નથી ચાલવાનું મારે.
True, sir.
But that is a wrong concept. It is not like that. I will explain why it is so. See, in homeopathic practice, if we are telling some restriction to the patient, this is only pertaining to his disease. Suppose somebody is having hypertension and we are telling you reduce salt intake. So these restriction is pertaining to his disease only. Second thing, suppose patient is having diabetic and we are giving restriction for sugar. So this restriction is subject to his disease only. Second thing, some of the homeopathic medicines are there in which very clearly written કે જ્યારે તમે આ દવા લેતા હોય તો અડધો કલાક કે કલાક પહેલા કોફી લેવી નહીં તમારે. So there is a time duration. So it is not applicable to all the disease, all the medicines. I think 5% of the medicines are there. We are having 3,000 medicine in our homeopathic science. So there will be a 5% of the medicines are there in which it is very clearly written. But nowhere written કે દવા લેતા હોય તમારે ઓનિયન નહીં લેવાનું, ગાર્લિક નહીં લેવાની, સુગંધી વાળી વસ્તુ નહીં લેવાની. It is not applicable to all the cases. So from the restriction of food is not applicable in all the cases. This is from my side.
And sir, what are the common ailments generally for which generally homeopathy is useful?
Now see, what are the common ailments for the homeopathy which is applicable?
Yes.
It's a very long question. So I have to reply this question in 2 to 3 paragraphs point wise. So it will be a very easy things which you can understand nicely. See, if I can say all the ailments from head to foot where the medicinal approach is possible, homeopathy can do better. First thing.
Yes, sir.
Where the medicinal approach is possible, it starts from day-to-day life problem and ends up to mild to moderate pathological changes. Pathological conditions, including acute and chronic disease, all cover with the homeopathic medicines. Now, I will give some examples. So all the allergic conditions can nicely treated with the homeopathic medicine. There are so many conditions you can put under the heading of allergy. I can give thousands of examples of the allergic conditions. Some allergic condition face in the form of skin complaint. Gujarati માં તમે જેને શીળસ કહો, urticaria, allergic rash. If it comes in the respiratory complaint, allergic cold are there, allergic cough are there.
Yes, sir.
Second thing, recurrent tendency of any disease. કોઈ પણ એવો રોગ જે વારે ઘડીએ થતો હોય, and then it turns to the chronic case. What happens when any disease comes first time, you can control with medicine. Second time it comes, frequency of the symptoms comes repeatedly, then it turns to the chronic case. So any recurrent tendency of any complaint that can be treated very nicely with the homeopathy, and that's why people prefer homeopathy in a chronic cases. Even allopath doctors are referring their patient for any recurrent tendency to the homeopath. So this is all about the recurrent tendency. Now the third point. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Third point. Actually, મારે camera problem થયો છે. So the third point I can explain very nicely regarding the psychosomatic conditions. I think the school doctors are facing day-to-day problem in such type of conditions, psychosomatic problems in the children. Archita, you will surprise. Once I consult one pediatrician,
Yes,
and he
sir.
clarified the matter that 60% of the children complaints are psychosomatic.
Oh.
And this is because of, this is all because of anxiety and nervousness. Anxiety disorders and nervousness create so many complaints in the children. So the first thing, from where anxiety comes, I will give a very common example for all the parents. they all are having or they all face daily this complaint. છોકરો સવારે સ્કૂલ જવા તૈયાર થાય છે અને દૂધની ઉલટી થઈ જાય છે.
Yes, yes, sir.
રોજ સવારે સ્કૂલે જતા તમે એને દૂધ આપો છો ને within no time he vomited out. When this scenario persists for month and 2 months, then the parents come to us and asking કે મારા છોકરાને lactose intolerance છે. My son cannot digest the milk and that's why daily in the morning he vomit out the milk. Then immediately our second question from their parents, is it the same scenario on Saturday and Sunday also? And immediately they deny. So I usually ask from there કે આ કઈ જાતનું મિલ્ક ઇન્ટોલરન્સ કે લેક્ટોઝ ઇન્ટોલરન્સ છે જે સોમથી શુક્રમાં જ હોય છે, શનિ રવિમાં નથી થતું.
True, sir.
So this is my first explanation how the anxiety settled and come into the disease. My second example, ઘણા છોકરાઓએ આ વસ્તુ જોઈ હશે અને પેરેન્ટ્સ લોકો પણ જોતા હશે કે during the time of examination, when the examination comes near, majority of the child suffer from the apprehension. And apprehension is nothing but a type of fear. તો ઘણા પેરેન્ટ્સ આઈને કે મારા છોકરાને મોંમાં ચાંદી બહુ પડી જાય છે. My son is suffer from recurrent ulceration in the mouth 3 times or 4 times in a year. So when we asked some questions in a deeply from the parents, and then we came to know that during the time of examination, generally this child is suffering from the ulceration in the mouth. Now you tell me, generally when the ulcers in the mouth takes place, what we believe, there is a folic acid deficiency. And my question is always, આ કઈ જાતની folic acid deficiency છે જે always exam ની પહેલા જ થાય છે? I always ask. I will ask the third question also from the parents. Do you think how our child come under the anxiety? 60% of the parents, I am not blaming anyone, 60% of the parents does not want to understand their child. You see, we are treating our child as a machine. સવારે ઉઠેલે ફટાફટ તૈયાર થાવ, સ્કૂલે જવાનું છે, દૂધ પીઓ, ફટાફટ દોડતા દોડતા જાઓ, બસમાં ચડ્યા, બસમાં ગયા, સ્કૂલમાં આખો દિવસ ભણ્યા, સાંજે લઈ આવ્યા તરત દૂધ પીઓ, ચાલો એક્સ્ટ્રા એક્ટિવિટીમાં જવાનું છે, એક્સ્ટ્રા એક્ટિવિટી કરી ત્યાંથી લઈ આવ્યા તરત રાતે આવીને ચાલો તમારે ટ્યુશન જવાનું છે, ટ્યુશન પછી તમારું હોમવર્ક બાકી છે, હોમવર્ક પતાવીને ગો ફોર સ્લીપ. Where is your child?
Exactly.
The child is dominated by the parents only. Actually in routine case what happens, અમારા પોતાના જે એમ્બિશન બાકી રહી ગયા છે લાઈફમાં એ બધા અમે અમારા ચાઇલ્ડ પાસે એક્સપેક્ટ કરીએ છીએ. That is completely wrong. That is completely wrong. Every child has come with his own individuality. Every child has got its own unique personality. That we have to understand. No doctor શું જરૂર નથી મારા છોકરાને મારા ડોક્ટર જ બનાવવો પડે. His ability may be different. So I cannot force my child you do this thing only. Otherwise, we have seen number of patients without any complaint, without any problem, they are having lots of problems.
Yes.
I was having one child who was suddenly lost his weight. And he went doctors to doctor. Every doctor has given some appetizers, some tonics without any improvement. And finally, when this child came to us, and when we ask certain question from the child, and he reveals one secret, કે sir, હું 10મા સુધી English medium માં હતો, and my parents suddenly turns from English medium to Gujarati medium just to receive more marks in the exam, because Gujarati medium is more easier than the English medium. Since then, I cannot react in front of my patient, but slowly and slowly what I feel, કે મને થોડું ગમતું નતું રહેવાનું, રાતે ઊંઘ નથી આવતી, and gradually I lost my weight. I does not take food properly. So causative factor is there. And I must say, Archita, we homeopaths are treating from the causative point of view, and that's why we are taking more time to take the case. એક normal impression homeopathy એવી છે કે લોકો બહુ જ પૂછે છે. Why we are asking that thing? We want to ask and we want to clarify the causative factor behind the condition from where the child is suffering. This is the reason why we are asking so many questions from the patient. whatever the things which we are doing, it's the betterment for our patient only. And if you see, this is the main difference from other system of treatment and homeopathy. Homeopathy is the only science which deals with the causative factor. You must have observed that there are the patients who are having acidity. Suppose if a patient is having acidity, આપણે રૂટીન ભાષામાં કહીએ આ માણસને ટેન્શન બહુ રહે છે ને એટલે એસિડિટી થાય છે. So we are having a different set of a medicine for the acidity who are having a stress induced. And a second patient who are having acidity, but he is taking painkiller and that causes the acidity. So we are having a different set of medicine for the acidity who are having a daily based painkiller medicine. So this is, I think, I have given number of examples and clarification regarding the common ailments from day to day complaint.
Yeah, sir. So it is like homeopathy goes to the root of the problem, right?
Yes, yes, certainly.
And you treat the causes instead of symptoms.
Yes, symptoms from the root cause. The symptoms which comes from the causative factor.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. It was really very insightful. Thank you so much. So the next question we have is for Dr. Peenal. Dr. Peenal, if you could explain us the common myths and misconceptions about homeopathy, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. In homeopathy, there are many myths and misconceptions. That is, first misconception is homeopathy is not science and it is a myth. As Dr. Sunil sir said, homeopathy is science based on symptomatology and our drug is very well proved in healthy human beings. So everything is science. And there is another misconception is homeopathy is very long time to take and act, but it is not true. There is it is depend upon which disease you have and which kind of severity of disease is there and how long it is and how old disease is. And another misconception is homeopathy is very effective in chronic diseases, but it is not like that. It is also effective in acute diseases like fever, cold and cough, and diarrhea and vomiting. And other misconception is a dietary effect, strict dietary effect રાખવી જોઈએ. પણ સુનિલ સરે કીધું કે એવું કશું હોતું નથી. એ ડિપેન્ડ કરે છે કે તમને કયા ડિઝીઝ છે, જેવી રીતે હાઇપરટેન્શન છે, ડાયાબિટીસ છે, કોલેસ્ટેરોલ છે, તે પ્રમાણે તમારે ડાયટરી મેન્ટેન કરવી પડે. બાકી હોમિયોપેથી ટ્રીટમેન્ટને રિગાર્ડિંગ કોઈ સ્ટ્રિક્ટ ડાયટરી ઇફેક્ટ નથી હોતી.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, તો એક બીજો like another question that આપણા મગજમાં આવે છે એ છે કે હોમિયોપેથીની મેડિસિન્સ શું ભૂખ્યા પેટે લઈ શકાય? Empty stomach?
Yeah, of course, we can take medicine on empty stomach. In fact, I have seen good result when patient took medicine on empty stomach.
Okay, so that will not have any problem.
No.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Now, generally, homeopathic medicines, they are those sweet medicines, right? એટલે ઘણીવાર એ મગજમાં સવાલ આવે છે કે છોકરાઓને this question is for Dr. હેતા કે શું એ લોકો વધારે જો લઈ લે, they will not perhaps remember the dosage, and if they consume it more, will it have any overdose, will create any problem or so? Dr. Heta, if you could please throw some light on this.
Yes. You should, in such a situation, you should to consult doctor who has given you medicine, because we have an antidote for same medicine. So જ્યારે બી એવું બનતું હોય છે કિડ્સમાં કે આખી ડબ્બી જ ખાઈ ગયો અને બહુ ભાવી તો એ સમયે તમે ડોક્ટરને કન્સલ્ટ કરી શકો છો. તો એ પ્રમાણે ડોક્ટર એની એન્ટીડોટ જે હોય એ આપી શકે છે. So in such a situation, you consult a doctor who has given you medicine.
અને મેમ આવી રીતે જ્યારે ઓવરડોઝ થાય, રાઈટ, કે there is some variation from the prescribed dosage, so like antibiotics, can it create any kind of resistance?
No at all. Homeopathic medicine never get resistance. Allopathic માં antibiotic માં એવું છે કે એનો કોર્સ ફિનિશ ના કરો તો નેક્સ્ટ ટાઈમ જ્યારે લો ત્યારે એનો રેઝિસ્ટન્સ આવે. નાવાડે બેક્ટેરિયા બી એટલા સ્ટ્રોંગ બનતા જાય છે અને
Right.
જો તમે એ પ્રમાણે એન્ટીબાયોટિક ના લો તો તમને રેઝિસ્ટન્સ આવી શકે છે. બટ ઇન હોમિયોપેથી તમારો એકાદ ડોઝ મિસ થઈ જાય તો કઈ વાંધો ના આવે.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. દીપાબેન, તમને એક ક્વેશ્ચન પૂછવો હતો કે આપણે કન્વેન્શનલ મેડિસિન સાથે સાથે શું આપણે હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિન્સ લઈ શકીએ?
Yes, of course. 50 to 60% of our cases are taking conventional medicine along with the homeopathic medicine. Like as an example, અમારી પાસે like migraine, arthritis કે gastritis કે any other complaints માટે જે patient આવે છે એમને અમે હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિન આપતા હોઈએ છે, પણ એની સાથે સાથે એ પેશન્ટ જો હાઇપરટેન્શન કે ડાયાબિટીસ કે થાઇરોઇડ જેવા એવા ક્રોનિક ડિઝીઝ સાથે સ્ક્રીનિંગ એટલે ડિઝીઝથી સફર થતા હોય તો એમની ઓલરેડી કન્વેન્શનલ મેડિસિન ચાલુ જ હોય છે. તો અમે અમારી હોમિયોપેથિકની સાથે સાથે એમને એ કન્વેન્શનલ મેડિસિન ચાલુ રાખવાની એડવાઇસ આપતા જ હોઈએ છીએ. Because we cannot stop immediately the conventional medicine, right?
Right.
Because we have to observe them and we give our homeopathic medicine and slowly and gradually we can taper it later on, right? તો આવી જ રીતે અમારા ઘણા બધા એવા પેશન્ટ છે કે જે લાંબા સમયથી હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિનની સાથે સાથે તેમની કન્વેન્શનલ મેડિસિન પણ લેતા હોય છે. એવી જ રીતે આપણે બધાને જ ખબર છે કે there are lots of side effects of chemotherapy in cancer patient. So we have very good effective medicine for the side effects of the chemotherapy. So you can take conventional medicine with the homeopathic medicine without any fear. And sometimes like આપણી સ્કૂલ ચિલ્ડ્રન્સમાં પણ જોતા હોઈએ છીએ, સ્કૂલમાં બાળકો આવતા હોય છે લાઈક એક્યુટ ફેઝિસમાં ફીવર માટે કે એવું, તો એ વખતે જ્યારે હાઈ ગ્રેડ ફીવર થતો હોય છે અને અમે હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિન સાયમલ્ટેનિયસલી પ્રિસ્ક્રાઇબ કરતા હોઈએ છીએ બીકોઝ એ એન્ટીબાયોટિક્સને બધું લેવાનું એવોઇડ કરતા હોય છે જનરલી પેરેન્ટ્સ કે બને ત્યાં સુધી હોમિયોપેથિકથી ટ્રીટ કરીએ. તો એ ટાઈમે અમે લોકો પેરાસિટામોલ એમને આપવાની પણ છૂટ આપતા હોઈએ છીએ બીકોઝ હાઈ ગ્રેડ ટેમ્પરેચરમાં ફેબ્રાઇલ કન્વલ્ઝન આવવાના બચ્ચાઓમાં ચાન્સીસ 5 year બિલો હોય તો આવવાના ચાન્સીસ વધારે રહે છે. સો કન્વેન્શનલ મેડિસિન હોમિયોપેથિક મેડિસિન સાથે અપાય એમાં કંઈ જ વાંધો નથી. સમહાઉ અમુક જે છે લાઈક સ્કિન ડિઝીઝ માટે છે કે એવા અમુક ડિઝીઝ છે કે જે અમે લોકલ એપ્લિકેશન કરવાની પણ ના પાડતા હોઈએ છીએ અને સમ મેડિસિન લેવાની ના પાડતા હોઈએ છીએ, પણ ત્યાં પણ સમહાઉ સમ કોઝ છે. એટલે otherwise there is no issue, you can take allopathy medicine with the homeopathic medicine, both are together.
Right. એટલે એ કોઈ રીતે ઇન્ટરફિયર નથી કરતું, રાઈટ?
ના.
ઓકે. અને મેમ એઝ તમારા પાસે આટલો વેરાઇડ એક્સપિરિયન્સ છે છોકરાઓ સાથે કામ કરવાનો, તો તમને શું એવા કેસીસ આવે છે જેમાં પેલું એક્ઝામિનેશન સ્ટ્રેસ હોય, મૂડ સ્વિંગ્સ હોય અને યુ નો ધ અધર ઇશ્યુઝ ધેટ આર રિલેટેડ ટુ ટીનેજ ચિલ્ડ્રન? સો આઈ વુડ રિયલી લાઇક ઇફ યુ કુડ શેર વિથ અસ વિચ આર ધીસ કાઇન્ડ ઓફ cases as well as how much ever you been able to treat them.
Yes, I have seen so many cases like nervousness, nausea, vomiting, giddiness, abdominal discomforts, loose motion, fever, as Dr. Sunil sir told, like mouth ulcer, any health anxiety issues before and during examination. Because I'm working in a school, તો સમટાઈમ્સ મારે ક્લાસરૂમમાં પણ ઘણી વાર દોડીને જવું પડતું હોય છે કે આ બચ્ચું ફેન્ટ થઈ ગયું કે આને બહુ જ પેટમાં દુખે છે કે માથું દુખે છે. એઝ યુ નો કે હું ઘણી વાર આપણે એવી રીતે ક્લાસરૂમમાં જતી હોઉં છું ડ્યુરિંગ એક્ઝામિનેશન. તો આઈ હેવ સીન સો મેની પેશન્ટ લાઈક ધીસ એન્ડ મૂડ સ્વિંગ્સ એન્ડ જે એન્ઝાઇટી ઇશ્યુઝ છે, નર્વસનેસ છે, તો ધીસ આર ધ મોસ્ટ કોમન disorders in teenagers because they are also facing some physiological changes in their body. So in such type of cases we can give homeopathic medicine. First of all, we take full case history and give them constitutional medicine, and it very good works, as you know better. And we can I was able to treat them successfully, and but in such type of cases, especially these psychological cases, we need a regular follow up with parental support as well as counseling too.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to share to all the participants of the webinar today that Anubhuti Clinic treats close to 1 lakh patient every year. It provides internship, that is official training, also to the students, and it has Anubhuti Clinic have been conducting a lot of seminar awareness programs about homeopathy across the state, as well as they have been conducting camps in remote villages in Gujarat. So I think that's an excellent effort by the team. I would like Dr. Sunil to explain us that how much time does homeopathic medicine, sir, it takes to start showing the results?
See, any science is difficult to give the timing
Okay.
to show the results. Specific નથી કે 2 કલાક કે 4 કલાકમાં તમને રિઝલ્ટ દેખાય છે. This all depends upon the age of the disease. Suppose if it is an acute condition, 2 દિવસનો તાવ છે, 2 દિવસથી શરદી થઈ છે. If any acute condition is there, you will get the prompt result. Any acute condition, if you come to homeopaths, you will get the prompt result. But if it is a chronic case, then this depends upon the age of the disease. Age means since how long this disease is there. But one thing I will sure, that recovery time always be smaller than the disease time.
Right.
Or recovery period will be shorter than the age of the disease. So this much I can say. But કોઈ કહે કે હોમિયોપેથિક દવા લો ને બહુ જ વાર લાગે છે, that I deny. 2 દિવસનો ટાઈમ હોય તો એને 2 દિવસનો તાવ હોય એને ટ્રીટ કરવા માટે 2 વીક નથી જોઈતા. Within a day or two we can treat. So in our day-to-day practice we are facing 70% of our acute cases, and we are treating very successfully in our premises.
Okay. And sir, why do you think we should prefer homeopathy over allopathy, sir?
Now, this selection is based on the patient. So why should you select homeopathy? See, કોઈ પણ સિસ્ટમમાં આપણે પ્રેક્ટિસ કરતા હોઈએ એટલે હું તો મારા સિસ્ટમના વખાણ જ કરીશ. But this all depends upon the patient exposure. Suppose somebody is sending his relative or some patient, આપણે હંમેશા રેફરન્સ પૂછીએ છીએ કે ભાઈ તમે રેફર કોને કર્યા. So you won't believe, Archita, nowadays allopathic doctors are referring their patient to us for their recurrent complaint.
Okay.
Secondly, why you select homeopathy? See, 2 points I will definitely share with you. First thing, very less side effect.
Okay.
So chronic case, if you have to take a medicine for quite long time, very less side effect is there. And second thing, for any chronic case, for any recurrent tendency, for any allergic manifestations, society has got only one answer, and that is homeopathy. And that's why I quote you select homeopathy. So this is from my side.
Okay, sir. Sir, there is another question that we have today, that how do we know about the ingredients of the medicines? Because usually there's nothing written on it. So generally people feel that, we don't know what we are taking. So perhaps that also becomes one point of inhibitions toward homeopathic medicine, sir. So if
Can you repeat question, Archita? I cannot understand your question, so can you repeat?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sir, I just want, the question is that the details of the medicines are not written, and we are not knowing what are the ingredients.
First thing,
Yeah.
why it is not written? First thing, why it is not written? Because homeopathic medicines,
Yes,
does
sir.
not contain any mixture, first thing. Homeopaths always prescribe a single medicine. Suppose if you have prescribed Netramure, it's a single medicine. It is a sodium chloride from which this medicine is prepared. Patent medicines, which the cosmetics and patent medicine which the peoples are using, it is very clearly written on the leaflet of that medicine that these are the 4 medicine which is combined together here. But in a practice, we never use combination. We use a single medicine. That is the principle of homeopathy. You can use a single medicine at a time. And that's why there is no mixture. So there is no need of written anything on the leaflet.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. So next question we have is for Dr. Pooja. If she could share with us that do you treat the teachers and the staff members, ma'am?
Of course, ma'am. We are treating all the teachers and staff members of our school. They are taking our service for their day-to-day problems.
Okay. And ma'am, what are the charges for the treatment and the parents at the school clinic? If you could please share.
We are providing homeopathic medicine free of cost to the all children's, teachers and staff members of our school premises.
Oh,
And we are taking only token charge from the parents at school clinic.
that is great, ma'am. Thank you so much to share this. Dr. Peenal, if you could tell whether it is safe that we keep a medicine box at home. Dr. Peenal?
Yeah. So sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
ma'am.
Huh.
That's okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, your question is ki, if we should keep
Medicine
medicine
box.
at home. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is difficult to say ki you have to keep medicine at home because if you we are not advised to keep medicine at home because if you consult doctor before first and after you can take medicine, that is okay. But if you self medication, so it will get some sort of side effects.
Okay, ma'am. So we should not, you would discourage keeping one at home, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah. Dr. Sunil, the obvious thing that comes to my mind is that, you know, everything is sounding so good, right? Definitely. So tell me, why is homeopathy not accepted that widely, sir?
Archita is always asking, I think, complicated question from me. So why homeopathy is not accepted widely?
Yes, sir.
It's a nice question. And I must I will give answer why it is not widely accepted. First of all, Archita, for any science, practitioner is required. For any science, to develop the science, 2 things are important. First is the institution from where you will get passed, from where you will get the degree. And second thing, number of practitioners. If you have got a less number of practitioners, naturally, people will come very lately about the science. मैं beginning में तमने कहूँ कि 35 વર્ષ પહેલા જ્યારે मैं practice ચાલુ કરી હતી, so I have to explain this science in front of everyone.
Right. Sir.
Now the scenario within this 35 years, slowly and slowly, scenario has been changed. You see, Archita, homeopathy's practitioners are majority presence in the Asian country only.
Okay.
India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. So in this Asian country, even in Bangladesh, peoples are practicing homeopathy. Outside the Asian country, there is a less number of colleges. તમે આંગળીના વેઢા પર ગણી શકો એટલી જ કોલેજો છે. And very few practitioners. I will give example, Archinta. In the year of 1986, when I enter in Gujarat and join a homeopathic medical college, Savli, as a resident medical officer, At that time, less than 1,000 doctor was there in the Gujarat. Registered doctor, I am asking.
Okay.
At that time, less than 1,000 doctor was there who were practicing. Now the scenario has changed. Today we have more than 25,000 doctors in the Gujarat, registered homeopathic doctors. When I entered in 86, there were 5 colleges in the Gujarat only. And Savli was the oldest college from where I have started my career. Today we have more than 32 colleges in the Gujarat. So things are slowly changing, but it will take time.
Right.
જો પ્રેક્ટિશનર હશે ને તમારી પાસે ફિલ્ડમાં તો જ પેશન્ટ આવવાના છે. અને ઇફ ધ પેશન્ટ ઇન્ક્રીઝ, અમે એને હોમિયોપેથિક સોસાયટી કહીએ છીએ. If our patient will increase, definitely the homeopathic society will get increase. જ્યારે 92 માં મેં પાલડીમાં સેટઅપ ચાલુ કર્યું, એ વખતે પેશન્ટો અમને પૂછતા હતા કે સુનિલભાઈ આ મસો થયો છે, અમને શરદી થઈ જાય તો શરદીની દવા થશે હોમિયોપેથીમાં? So that was the confusion.
Right.
અમને ડાયરિયા થઈ ગયા છે, હોમિયોપેથિકની દવા થશે ડાયરિયામાં? So people does not consider us in an acute condition in the olden days. Now scenario change. We are getting a patient of a chikungunya. We are getting a patient of the acute condition, cold, cough, fever, diarrhea, vomiting. From all the angles, we are getting the patient. Second thing, I will confess one thing in front of everyone. See, every science has got scope and limitations. So same way, our homeopathic science also has got limitations too. And the first limitation is the purely surgical cases. We cannot do anything.
Right.
If patient face any purely surgical cases, we cannot do anything. But one thing I will clear it out. For a post-surgical complication, for post-surgical complaint, સર્જરી થઈ પછી મને ગેસ થયો છે, સર્જરી થઈ પછી મને આ દુખાવો થાય છે, after surgery inflammation persists, that we can treat very nicely with our homeopathic medicine.
Okay.
I have got number of examples. When I was at Savli, we have a hospital, post-surgical flatulency, ઘણા કહેતા ને સર્જરી થઈ પછી મને બહુ જ ગેસ થાય છે, પેટ ફાટી જશે.
હા.
People used to apply flatus tube. There is a medicine in homeopathy that we are using. Flatus tube does not require at that time. After surgery, difficulty in passing the urine or complete stoppage of urine. આપણે અમારી ભાષામાં retention of urine કહીએ છીએ. They used to apply the catheter for that. We have got medicine. Without catheter, your patient will pass the urine.
Wow.
So there are a number of examples are there. And one thing, Archita, is very common. People are using homeopathy as a last resource. બધી જગ્યાથી હારી જાય ને પછી કે ચાલો હોમિયોપેથીમાં જઈએ, because they know very, very nicely કે હોમિયોપેથિક દવાથી મટે નહીં તો વાંધો નહીં, પણ કશું બગાડવાનું તો નથી. There is no side effect.
Right.
And that's why they visit to homeopathy. So as a last resource, I am having very classical example for this. Long back, I think 15 years back, there was one allopathic doctor who used to practice in our area, and he went surgery for bilateral knee replacement. આપણે knee replace કરાવીએ છીએ ને, knee ઘસાઈ ગયા છે કહીએ છીએ, અને arthritis હોય છે. So nowadays arthritis ની surgery થાય છે, and they are implanting a new joint. So there was a doctor aged 78 years, and he went under the surgery for bilateral knee replacement. Surgery was uneventful. But after completion of surgery, the doctor developed post-operative psychosis. Post-operative psychosis માં શું થાય? પેશન્ટ એના પાસ્ટમાં જતો રહે, પ્રેઝન્ટ કન્ડિશન કશી યાદ ના હોય, and he become furious, mood swing થઈ જાય એના. So he will back in 15 or 20 years back of his life.
Okay.
For that condition, એને અમે કહીએ છીએ post-operative psychosis, ICU psychosis.
Yes.
We have tried for 6 days with their treatment. They have shifted from one hospital to another hospital, and finally some doctors suggest કે તમે એમને ઘરે લઈ જાઓ, ઘરનું environment મળશે ને તો કદાચ સારું થશે. But nothing works. And finally they call me. So સુનિલભાઈ જુઓ ને પપ્પા આવું કરે છે, શું હશે? And Archita, you won't believe that doctor became normal within the 24 hours after they applied our medicine.
That's wonderful indeed.
See, these incidents gives answer of many queries which we have asked throughout the conversation. कि homeopathic medicine works slowly, no place. If your medicine is right, it works promptly. Second thing, this situation taught me many things. In every system, as I told, every system has got some scope and some limitations. If the doctors, today's doctor, apply integrated approach, means
Yes.
when one science has got limitations, other science may have some scope.
True.
So I insist, and I suggest, see, day-to-day practice માં અમે પણ help લઈએ છે બીજા science ની, બીજા doctors ની, for diagnosis, for anything. For radiology, we are sending the patient. We are taking some expert advice from dermatologist also. It does not mean that one doctor can finish all the work. It is not possible. But for the betterment future of the patient, I suggest one should go for the integrated approach.
Okay.
There are the patients who are coming from the reference of the allopathic doctor. Suppose skin specialist, dermatologist has referred a patient to me for warts and cons, which are supposed to treated by the dermatologist. But when the recurrence come, they refer to us. Means they also nowadays they realize that without this science, it is not possible to treat all the cases. So this is the clarification from my side. I cannot boast about my pathic because I am practicing. There are the limitations. When any emergencies come, we are referring our patient to the allopathic doctors.
Right.
Because they are the mainstream branch. They are having surgical background and they can treat very nicely emergency cases.
Yes.
But it does not mean that homeopath cannot treat acute cases. If we are getting proper history, proper causative factor, we can treat very nicely. Number of patients are there who take the advantage of this science in our day-to-day practice. And one thing I must say, Archita,
Yes, sir.
though I am practicing since 30 years in Ahmedabad, in Anubhuti, why I can work nicely, and this credit goes to our authorities. Me and my panel, all the 4 doctors of my panel, are very much thankful to the authority who has provided us to free environment to work. Archita, such type of environment is hardly somebody get. So
Yes.
today, if I have developed, the credit goes to our authorities. No doubt, all the doctors are working hard in our Anubhuti. But majority portions, the freedom, the free hand, the platform which is provided by our trustees is excellent. I never feel the limitations of any medicines. हमने बहुत क्लियर कट કહેવામાં આવેલું છે કે પેશન્ટને તમે દવા પ્રિસ્ક્રાઇબ નહીં કરો. You see, all the medicines should be prescribed, all the medicines should be dispensed from our dispensary only, irrespective of any rate. We are bringing the medicine from the England also. It's a rare medicine, hardly somebody get. So these are the benefits. Why we develop, why Anubhuti get developed. No doubt, doctors are working hard, we are working hard, but it is not enough. All the doctors are working hard, but all are not getting that chance what we have getting. So this is all from my side about the question which you have asked. And one thing I can say, so after some time, it does not require to explain homeopathy in front of my patient, and that day will come. I am confident enough. Thank you.
Surely, sir. You summed it up so well. And I definitely agree that a strong the support of the management and the authorities definitely help a field to or a clinic to really progress. And I think definitely the webinars or programs like this will also, be helpful in explaining people
Sure.
what is homeopathy, will clear their misconceptions. And I would end up saying that we should never have any bias or prejudice against any field of science. Most important thing is we need to keep an open mind.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that, we should have at least an open mind before keeping any biases about any field. So we end the question answer session here, and I would like to thank Dr. Sunil and all other doctors on the panel for throwing light and enlightening us on the subject matter of homeopathy, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.